Henegar, Fairview Central, P Road Crossroads, Biddle Crossroads. All these places are in Georgia, and they are in the path of a tornado, which is now on the ground. This is south of Pisgah, and this is a storm that has done this multiple times. We've seen this produce multiple tornadoes. It's doing it again. Henegar, Georgia, needs to get underground or in their safe spot as quickly as possible. Okay. We'll likely see an upgraded warning from the National Weather Service here in a bit. Sorry. We'll likely see an upgraded warning from the National Weather Service here in just a little bit. But if not, or until then, just, we know that there's a tornado here. You should take shelter now, if you haven't already. The Huntsville storm is looking less impressive now, so that's good. But we still got rotation. We still got reason to believe that there might be a tornado trying to come down here southeast of Maysville. A new tornado
warning has been issued.
So you guys should stay in your safe spot. We'll see if they reissue that warning for Woodville and Pleasant Groves. But now we have the official... oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So we've got an observed warning now for Garth, Trenton, Pleasant Groves, and Tupelo, Alabama. And
new information.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Now we've got an observed warning, I think, for Madison County, Alabama, which is the Henegar storm. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Ryan, unfortunately, on the latest scan there with a deep correlation coefficient lowering and a VRA of 52 knots, this would warrant a PDS warning if following the National Weather Service standards here. So if we get an upgrade for that, that is the reason why, as this has a 61 decibel debris ball and reflectivity now. So definitely warrants an upgrade, I think, for Henegar, Alabama. You have a couple of minutes as this tornado is right outside of town.
Please get to shelter if you're in Henegar. And by the way, guys, this is still not upgraded from the National Weather Service to confirmed. That was whatever this is. We do want you to get to shelter in Gurley and Trenton over here, but I think we have a much better case for there being a big tornado on the ground over here in coming over towards Henegar and Fairview within the next couple of minutes, maybe even less time than that. Okay, maybe this one.
New information.
Okay, yes,
this tornado warning
actually
has been
DeKalb in Jackson County, Alabama, now under a confirmed tornado warning. This is an incredibly dangerous situation for you if you're in Townsend Crossroads, P Ridge Crossroads, Henegar, of course, and Elliott Crossroads. Take shelter now. The correlation coefficient drop continues to grow. We got new debris being lofted into the air currently. We think this is currently doing damage right now. So let me bring you over a little bit farther to. Let me just read you off some potential landmarks that this could be near. Okay, tornado on the ground here, probably coming into Henegar right now, near the Henegar High School or the Henegar School. It'll go over past the Henegar Municipal Court, and then if it goes in the same direction that it's been going, sorry, hold on. Then we'll likely see it go down there towards the Bama Boys Barbecue and the Henegar Eye Clinic. All right, beyond that, it's going to, continue to go in the general direction of Elliott Crossroads, New Home, and P Ridge Crossroads. This is a big, nasty tornado. Take shelter now. I don't want to leave you guys out over here with this storm near Gurley. Brad Arnold's on it. He hasn't came over the radar or the radio so far, I think.
Ron, we are looking due northwest into this tornado warning storm right now. So if there's any...
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from him, and he's right underneath the daggone thing. So if there's a tornado down with this one, I don't know I don't know for sure about it, but like we do have the confirmation here from the National Weather Service, emergency management, confirmed tornado. So we do need you to get in your safe spots down there in Paint Rock, Garth, Pleasant Groves, and Larkinsville and Limrock again. This is a pretty dangerous storm for you guys as well, but I'm telling y'all, if there's a tornado with both of these, it's just much easier to see, and it's probably bigger, the one over here to the east. So that's why we're kind of hoping that we're reaching these people in Henegar, because this might be a life-threatening situation over here between Henegar, Townsend Crossroads, and the I-59 corridor between Hammondville and Sulphur Springs Station in Alabama. Please take shelter if you haven't already. So the water's rising fast, but it's still, a lot of times in a flash flooding situation like this, you'll see it moving pretty quickly. So thankfully, nowhere where Caleb is, we have like the swift water problems. But that might change.
Hey, Ryan, we're looking directly at it. I know it's a confirmed tornado. I'm a little bit suspect of that looking at radar. I have not seen anything, obviously some very low-hanging clouds, so I could see how you would get confused. We just lost power here. 1 second.
That was a roller coaster of emotions, Brad. Anyways, we just saw the power go out there near Brad. So, something's going on out there. We got an emergency management confirmed tornado. Regardless of what we're seeing and what we're seeing on radar and stuff, we still need to respect this tornado warning and take it seriously in Woodville and Pleasant Groves. But once again, I do think we have a much better case for there being a big tornado down over here near Henegar. So that's why I'm kind of focusing on it. Townsend Crossroads, Pea Ridge Crossroads, you guys are next in line. We got a big debris ball here. And what that means is we've got debris being lofted into the air, and it's being mistaken almost as a really dense area of hail or precipitation within the storm. So we've got the tornado sucking up debris, and we can see that very clearly on the radar here. Moving into Elliott Crossroads now. So take shelter all the way down there towards Battelle, Kaolin,
Sorry about that.
and Hammondville.
We did lose power when I was sending that message. But no, I don't see, I was investigating a little bit more once we lost power to see if that was what it was. I don't see a tornado on the ground with this. It looks very unorganized on radar. I will let you know if I see anything. We see obviously some low-hanging clouds, but I do not see a tornado on the ground.
All right. Thank you very much, Brad. So take shelter anyways in Woodville and Limrock and Larkinsville, but we'll let you know if that looks a little bit more serious. Unfortunately, it looks very serious for you guys in Stamp, New Home, Council Bluff, and of course Elliott Crossroads over here in eastern Alabama near Valley Head. Wow. Okay.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
Well, let me make sure that this is the right one. Yeah, okay. That's okay. And we have a tornado emergency now. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on here. We have a tornado emergency now for our storm that we've been watching for a while, this includes Elliott Crossroads, Townsend Crossroads, Stamp, Hammondville, Mentone, Kaolin, and Battelle. Tornado emergency. These warnings are the highest level warnings that you could possibly issue. All right. We know we only get these warnings whenever potentially catastrophic tornadoes are on the ground, and that's what's happening now. In Elliott Crossroads, we probably have an unbelievable amount of damage being done right now between Henegar and Elliott Crossroads. Let me dive in a little bit more for you here. Highway 40, it's over Highway 40 right now, near the Camp Drugs Pharmacy, the Wonder Wash Car Wash. This is a pretty developed area, y'all. We're gonna this will be another area that we're gonna hear about significant damage from, I think. It's going to continue to move pretty much east southeast, maybe towards Stamp and New Home. So we've got to watch out for places like X Trucking, White House Nursery, Curtains and Bath. All right. If you know where the Stamp Baptist Church is, or if you know where the Crow's Deer Processing Shop is, that's where this tornado is going to be very shortly, if it's not there already. If you're just now tuning in, this is happening right now in East Alabama, in DeKalb County, Alabama. We have a tornado emergency for Elliott Crossroads and New Home, out over towards Hammondville and Mentone. We think that tornado is pretty close to the BYUTI shop and X Trucking right now. Wow. The debris signature continues to look larger too, as it continues to move off to the south and east. The community of Stamp and New Home is in an incredibly dangerous situation. I want to make it very clear that if you are in the path of this thing, you are in, and probably, and I've said this before today for other areas, and it's been true each time. For you specifically, you're in one of the more dangerous situations you'll ever find yourself in your life, and you've got to, take shelter and try to survive. If you get hit directly by a big, violent tornado like this one could be, you can't. You do it in the living room next to the window. You got to get into the basement or a storm cellar, or you got to get into the most interior room of your home and wear a helmet, or get the mattress off of the bed and cover your head, pillows, blankets, whatever you can. Put as much cushion between you and something falling on you as possible. If you're down here towards Kaolin and Battelle and this makes it to you, you've got a really good heads up here. You've got time to put on shoes, closed-toed shoes, get that helmet, bring a charged phone with you into your safe spot. That way, if your house is damaged by this tornado, you can evacuate and not worry about walking over glass or screws or splintered wood, whatever it is, and your bare feet. And you need to bring a jacket or a poncho or something, and you'll have some way of getting a hold of people via your cell phone if you bring all that stuff with you now. Put the babies in the car seat. All right, take that with you into your safe spot. Bring your pets, all that kind of stuff. You've got time way over there towards Battelle and Kaolin and Hammondville. You might not have much time in New Home. All right, New Home, Alabama. This thing is knocking on your door, and the community of Stamp as well. Tornadoes likely closer to X Trucking now than it was before. Also, Curtains and Bath. Ridgeview Drive-In Theater. Ridgeview Drive-In Theater. Also in the path of this big tornado here that's coming through. Some other landmarks here that might be directly in the path of this thing include American Legion Post 39, the Alabama State Road 30 where it forks with 490, and there's a lot of little campgrounds and communities out here. Trailer parks, unfortunately. The latest scans continue to look pretty concerning. Maybe not as much as it was over here before the tornado warning was or emergency was
A
issued.
new tornado warning has been issued.
It's still very concerning. We have a large tornado likely still moving into new home. Take shelter now. Tornado warning in North Carolina. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, Ryan. Yep, they went ahead and warned that. That's that northern part of that bow echo that I talked about, right where it would spin up. I don't know how long ago that was, about 15 minutes ago or something, right before we talked about the first talked about the Henegar tornado here. And by the way, on that tornado emergency, so y'all take shelter here in eastern Buncombe County, Black Mountain. I know that's populated, and along I-40 for Old Fort and West Marion here. It's going to pass pretty close to you. And for our tornado emergency storm here, which is still on the ground, I believe it's actually deviating to the east right now. On those last few scans, you can see it initially was going southeast, and now it is maybe going a little bit more due east. That would take it a little bit north of Hammondville and Valley Head. But this still has, since this is a strong tornado, undoubtedly, it still has the chance to once again wobble back to the right, which would mean further to the southeast toward Hammondville and Valley Head. There in the county. So everybody in the warning and the polygon needs to be taking shelter for that reason. The exact path of the tornado, we don't know yet, and it has the chance to switch a few different directions depending on how it detaches from the storm.
Thank you, Andy. Sorry. So we still have a tornado down here currently producing significant damage in New Home. And like Andy said, we've got to watch out directly to the east and a little bit to the southeast here. Between Townsend Crossroads and Hammondville. This is still on the ground, and it's likely going to stay on the ground for the duration of the time it's going to be on the Highway 40 corridor here between Hammondville and Stamp, where it is now. So everybody that lives along Highway 40 and draw a daggone 10-mile radius in either direction needs to be underground. And, doing everything they can to protect their life and property, as if it's not gotten to you yet, it's coming. Highway 40 next